You're muted.
Yes, I am muted. Just waiting for folks to roll on in, and then we'll kind of get started. Got a good big crowd today for our Oracle Apex presentation. So I'm just going to give everyone a second here. All right. Hello, everyone. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you're joining us from today. Welcome to today's webinar, co-hosted by the New York Oracle User Group and Oracle partner Viscosity. We've got two awesome folks presenting with us today. They happen to be my colleagues, so I know they're awesome. And yes, this is a live webinar, so feel free to use the Q&A field to submit questions to them. They'll answer them as they can or following their presentation. So just toss those questions in as you come up with them. Today's presentation, like I said, is co-hosted by Viscosity and the New York Oracle User Group. We've been co-hosting webinars for, I think almost three full years now. So if you are a regular with us, welcome back. If you are just joining us, stay tuned with more Viscosity NYOUG webinars at either of our websites. My name is Monica Lee, and I'm the marketing director for Viscosity, a full Oracle Stack consulting firm with a core expertise in Oracle database, including RAC, Oracle Apex. We perform near zero downtime migrations for our customers, a lot of performance tuning and high availability projects. And we've also got decades of experience with infrastructure. So anywhere along the entire stack, we've got you covered. Please reach out to us if you think we can help solve any of your problems. All right, and then I'm going to tell you a little more about Viscosity after Coleman introduces us to the New York Oracle User Group. Coleman?
Thank you, Monica. So the New York Oracle Users Group was formed almost, I think it's been over 40 years ago, for the exchange of ideas, assistance, and support among users of Oracle software products. Listen, we're always looking for abstracts. Even if you have an idea of something you like to present and you haven't done it, we have the capabilities of helping you out for formulating the abstract, giving a presentation, demos, anything you can bring from your side of expertise to share with other members would be very helpful, and we can help you out with that. You can contact us on Twitter, which I guess we have to change now to X. We're on Meetup. Again, abstracts. Feel free to reach out to us. Look on our website, NYOUG.org. And I got to take off the Oracle Cloud World discount, but we'll probably have one for next year. And of course, we want to thank Viscosity North America for co-hosting these series of webinars through the entire framework of Oracle. And take it away, Monica.
Thanks, Coleman. All right. And for those of you who are familiar with Viscosity, bear with me as I just run our new folks through the woodworks of Viscosity here. If I can get my slides to change. All right. So like I said, my name is Monica, and I work for Viscosity. Gosh, it's been 10 years for me this year, which is super exciting. And Viscosity is an 11-year-old company. So if you've got Viscosity questions, I can answer them. But as you see here, Viscosity is built on these three main pillars: data, apps, and infrastructure. And down across the bottom, you'll see a variety of services we offer across all of those three pillars. Obviously, today we're focusing on Oracle Apex. We do perform a lot of custom development for our Oracle clients. So if this is something that you guys are either struggling with or you are looking into creating some customized solutions for your organizations, Diego and Luis are two of our senior consultants here on our Apex team, and they would be more than happy to help you out or bring you into our team. All righty. On this slide, you see some of our Oracle ACEs. If you're not familiar with the Oracle ACE program, it is a tier of titles given to folks who have promoted and evangelized, I guess you could say, Oracle technologies or just data technologies within the Oracle community. Coleman is actually an Oracle ACE in the community tier. And our guys here are Oracle ACE directors, Oracle ACE pros, and we even have an Oracle ACE alumni. Hopefully Julia will be joining the ranks again soon. But these guys do a lot of work to get real content out there. Yes, it's an Oracle title for non-Oracle employees, but they are also, people who are working in the field with current users. So they're going to be giving you information that is real. It's we're gonna go through a lot more pain points and the good and the bad. So it's always great to follow an Oracle ACE if you're not already. There are a lot of ACEs within the Apex community as well. So I highly recommend seeking out information from one of them. All right, some technical books we've got here. We've got over 25 books from our team, which is amazing. The newest ones are going to be on Oracle databases, upgrading to 19C and 23C. And finally, I'm just going to let you guys know orapub.com is where we house all of our webinars and slide decks from everything we present, whether it's online or in person. You can revisit www.orapub.com and find either the recording or the slide deck that you saw or you missed out on. You can be a free member here, so if you're not signed up there already, I highly recommend you do that now. Today's webinar will also be posted here. Once it's done rendering, we'll upload it and we'll send you guys a little notice so you know you can go rewatch it. All right. Also, we do have live virtual classes through Orapub as well. So I would go look through there. There's a live calendar there that'll show you what courses are coming up. And also, I would recommend asking your employer if they can reimburse you for either a membership or for the classes to pay for a la carte. Just to check it out. If you've got any questions, let me know. And I think with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Coleman. Before I do, and he introduces our speakers, for those of you just joining us, yes, this is a live webinar. Please ask questions in the Q&A field for our speakers, and you will be able to rewatch today's webinar on orapub.com or NYOUG.org. All right, Coleman, all yours.
Thank you, Monica. So today we have Diego Fion, Senior Implementation Consultant at Viscosity, and Luis Flores, Senior Software Developer at Viscosity. And again, we want to thank Viscosity for co-hosting these series of webinars. It's a little over 3 years now and going strong. So thank you again, Viscosity, and please, gentlemen, present.
Thanks, Coleman, for that warm introduction. Hi, everybody. This is Diego Fion. Let me start sharing the presentation. I keep forgetting where the buttons are, so bear with me for a second. There it is. So I'm Diego Fion. I've been working for Viscosity for about 9 years or so. It's been a while, almost the same time as Monica. And it's been a pleasure and a challenge to be at this company. I'm a solutions architect, specialized in building infrastructures and creating new technologies for our customers, basically more related to solutions that are going to be helping them on a day-to-day basis on grabbing all the technical stuff that developers do to make them an application that does the same thing without asking the developer to do it for them. My co-speaker, it's Luis Flores. I'm going to let him to say something about him. He's a senior architect and he's been with us for about 6 or 7 years. So go
Not
for
that
it,
long.
Luis.
So I've
Not
been
that
here for
long?
5.5, yeah.
5.5.
Well,
It's
yeah,
been a
well, it's
while.
close enough. I'm not that experienced as Monica and you guys on Viscosity, but I can still answer some questions about it. But yeah, hello everyone. My name is Luis Flores. I've been working in technology for the past 10 years or so after college and all of that stuff. and been working with Oracle for the past 6. So yeah, has been a great journey. If you have any questions or you want to talk about anything about technology, you can always reach out to me. I always like to have a good talk or just pick your brains out on whatever you want. So yeah, nice to have you here, and hopefully you can enjoy the presentation and the webinar. Thanks, Diego.
All right. Thanks, Luis. So let's go to the topic. Why a report workshop? So one of the most common requests from our customers are, hey, can we have this kind of report once you're done with the implementation of this screen, for example? What if we have a report that shows us blah, 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 right? So those are the type of interactions that we have with our customers in the middle of a development project or at the end, right? They are always interested in data. And sometimes this is challenging because if we don't have like a complete schedule or planning related on how we are going to provide different report solutions to them, they are like they get worried because getting data and analyzing data, to us, it's something that you have to do on a day-to-day basis or even on a monthly basis, right? Because data is always changing. And probably you want to see data now in a particular way. And in the 3 months, maybe that data, it has to evolve to show you something different. It's still the same data, but the result, maybe it's not a grid, it transforms into a bar chart or a line chart, right? You never know. So it continues with this particular evolving pattern. So that's why the report workshop came in place, because we wanted to be sure that we are building full solutions to our customers. And additionally, we're giving them the tools to analyze and play with their own data, right? Sometimes you're limited to the scope of development, right? Maybe you just have a couple of things that you have to implement for them, right? But most of the time, they are going to be exporting and sharing the information with their colleagues, right, within the organization. So that's why we started to build this report workshop. That it's based on AOP. I'm going to explain AOP in a second. But it's basically an application that will allow them, normal users and power users, to build data sources, right? Those are more related to the power users that know how to do basic SQL. And for normal users, they're just going to be able to upload templates as they want, right, in the format that they are needing. And they are just going to be picking the data sources that the power users are building in order to grab the information from the system. That's why we are working on doing this report workshop. I'm going to talk about the benefits, like custom functionality, let the power users handle the data sources. It's a user-friendly and easy to use. It has flexible integrations for developers and end users, and it will have control over updates and maintenance. So going to custom functionality, right? We are going to be developing this particular tool, right, in order to fulfill all the needs from our users on the reporting perspective. With AOP, we have that is a really powerful tool. We can interact with Microsoft Word, Excel, and even PowerPoint, right? We can create PDFs, or we can just create the normal files that I just mentioned before. So with that, we just have to do a really a basic training on how to use the template solution to any user that will be interacting with the system. And then they just have to upload it, and that's it, right? So that's how we're letting the users to handle their data sources as well. If they have an IT department that knows how to do SQL, they can easily build custom data sources, or have internal meetings without needing us or needing other developers, right, outside of the organization to create new data perspectives, right? It's going to be user-friendly and easy to use. We are focusing on giving them a pretty easy and straightforward solution, right? So they don't have to know a lot of technical stuff while they are using it, right? It will provide flexible integrations as well for developers and end users. In the type of plugins, those are going to be plugins for Apex applications and for standalone functionality that lives in PL SQL. And then, well, they don't have to worry about any updates or maintenance rather than updating the AOP packages and Apex versions, because we are not going to be using custom components to build any of the sections of the application. So before
correct.
I go to the building steps, I'll let Luis, he has some other interesting benefits about this. So go for it, Luis.
Okay, cool. So for my use case on this one was I was in the trenches with the client on once there was a report deployed, and it was bearable to do the updates and do a new export and a new import of an application, because all the implementation that we had before on a client were small implementations or easy to upgrade implementations. After we came up with a couple of clients that we were using more version control, source control, and all of the deployments that we needed to sustain their implementation, it came a lot of time consuming to do all these processes of getting together with the guy that was in charge of getting the report, him showing us, okay, this is the report that we have. Usually was with an Excel tool or or a Word tool that will show us exactly what they wanted, and then we need to adapt every report that we had to deploy it. The solution that we have right now here, it is not something completely new. It's something that you can do with Apex, and you can do it if you know Apex, you know development, and you know how to do it. The solution that we're trying to do is give the end user that maybe doesn't know Apex, maybe doesn't know how to create a report, he just knows SQL, or the other solution is he doesn't know SQL. So you have to give them all the data that they have, and they can just know with Excel how to create the reports. And since that's always the questions, oh, I have this in Excel, how can I implement it into the platform? In this case, we don't do it by them. We give it the ability to use Excel or any of the other tools of reporting to create their own custom reports. So the new cycle is it's going to take them a couple of hours to do their reports instead of a week of a developer's times to do the complete process of creating the report, submitting the change notification, and getting through the deployment purposes of the application. So that's another one of the implementation why we have to come up to this solution.
Cool. Thanks, Luis. So let's go. Before we go deep into the building steps, as I mentioned before, we are using a technology called AOP. AOP stands for Apex Office Print. This is a printing solution that was developed by United Codes. You can easily look for this in Google. That's at apexofficeprint.com, and you're gonna have a little bit more information. But why we are leveraging AOP on the heavy lifting on creating reports? It's because they provide simple printing, right? It's fast, easy, and it's the only solution in the market that is fully integrated with Apex, right? For example, you can print or export your interactive reports and grids data in a second, right? Those are one of the main features that they have. It's quick and easy for setup, right? Any data type support. It can be text, images, barcodes, formulas, etc. It's scalable and secure. Even if you do it on premise, they have two solutions. They have their cloud solution and their cloud service and the on-premise service, right? And both of them are really scalable and secure. We use both with them. It has PL/SQL API support. If you don't want to, or you don't need to interact directly with Apex, building screens with Apex, you can easily do it with PL/SQL. It has optimized performance to manage and maintain their data. You can use cursors to grab your data, or you can use JSON objects to do it. We do prefer JSON because cursors, they have some challenges when you have big sets of data. And the thing that we love from AOP is that it's a super flexible tool, right? It's a really good tool that allows us to create templates in Word, Excel, PowerPoint for any type of data. So for the building steps, we are going to configure Apex Office Sprint on a database service and Apex, understand the use cases, create database objects. This is specifically for the report workshop that we built. It's a basic report workshop. So we are not going to have a lot of database objects. We are going to create custom utils to interact with the database objects that we just created. We are going to build the screens, test, and check the results. So for the installation of AOP, we have to register into apexofficesprint.com. Once we have an account there, we can unzip the file and install the PL/SQL API. Give me a second. So if we go to apexofficesprint.com, we can go to the documentation and look for the overview, getting started, quick installation guide. And there we're going to have most of this stuff, right? We have to go to Apex to SQL Workshop, SQL Scripts, and upload. Then we are going to select the file that is related to the Apex version that we currently have. That goes in the TV directory, and the common name it's going to be AOP _db _package.sql. And then we just have to upload it, click the run icon for the script, and all the statements should be successful. Let me check if I have it here already installed. Give me a second. Okay. So, okay. So once we install it, following the AOP installation notes, we are gonna create the database objects. As you can see in this example, we are using Quick SQL to create the DDL that is going to be installed, run into the database, right? We also have, where do I have this screen? Let me share. Here it is. We also have a GitHub repository where we can check and download the utils, the DDL, and the sample application. So as you can see here, we have the basic quick SQL. We can go to SQL Workshop, Utilities, quick SQL. And we put it here. We click Generate SQL. We have everything here, right? We have the sequence. We can pick from sequences or auto-generating primary columns, right? We can modify our audit columns as well. We can include them. Let me save it. And as you can see, here we have the data sources, the templates, the reports meta, report downloads, and that's it. So this is pretty basic. We are going to be creating different data sources that are based on PL SQL, right? We are going to be uploading templates that can be with Excel or Microsoft Word. Then we have the reports meta that is going to relate data sources with the templates. We are relating just one or more data sources with a single template. And here this is just a download table where we can store the generated reports. And as you can see, quick SQL generates all that you need to implement it into your database. So then we are going to, let me change my sharing here. So then we are going to install the util. The utils are basically going to interact with AOP and the tables that we just created. Move this over here. This one looks better. My screen sharing. So as you can see, we are going to create an array record. In the util, we have this get JSON object from raw query. I'm going to zoom in. Then we have an auxiliary function to get the JSON object, and then to store the AOP report. So the way that this was built, it will grab any SQL that you're putting in, even if it's a complex SQL, and it's going to format it to a JSON object rather than formatting to a cursor object. So this get JSON object does all the magic, right? It grabs the data sources IDs, right? And data sources common parameters if needed, right? And then it will go and grab the SQL for the data sources that we just configured, and it's going to transform it to a JSON object. So we are going to verify the parameters. This is not completely dynamic, and this I had to do some improvements to avoid having SQL injection. I'll try to upload the latest version as soon as I can, but this particular version has the problem that might have SQL injection. What is data sources? Contains records that include JSON? No. Let me show the data sources here. Where is my... Here it is. So this is the basic report center that we are sharing with you. Once you go and create the data source, this is how it's going to look like. You're going to have a name for what if well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they include JSON, because they are going to be treated differently. They are going to be treated as part of the data and not as part of the conversion from the SQL to JSON. So it doesn't matter if the data sources contains records that include JSON.
As long as you can put it in a SQL query, and the data source is going to be processed. So if it's in an SQL query that is using a JSON inside a column of the table, then you are going to be able to use it, and it's going to be processed as a JSON in the end product.
Yeah. So as you can see, the basic structure that we're handling, it's the name of the data source. This is going to be the key for this particular data source. This is going to be the SQL, right? And this is going to be translated to a JSON object that AOP can understand. And it can have multiple data sources. So the JSON object that is going to be sent to AOP, it's going to have all of them as part of the complete object that is being requested for the particular template that we are uploading. Okay, so then we have the templates. I'm going to show them in a second. And then we have the reports, right? The reports, it's a combination of data sources and templates. Let me show you some complex ones. Okay. So going to show the difference between these two. So as you can see here, we have a very complex AOP template. Right? It has all the different tabs, right? If we go to the very, I think it's to the right. Here it is. Here we have tabs that are going to be grabbing the information that is going to be used in the report, right? We have the report name, the report entity selected, first requested years. This is specifically for this client's needs, right? Then we are grabbing information for the following data sources. They are calling them as this: FCCS entities, FCCS movements, balances, right? And as you can see, this is going to be the report, or the template. This is going to be the key, right? The data source key. In this particular ones, it's called get FCCS entity. And then from that entity, it's going to be FCCS reporting entity name. And it will have another column that is called FCCS reporting entity. So if we translate that to a SQL, it's going to be something like this. Right? This is going to be the data source for this, all right, for this particular tab in the report. And so on with the others. As you can see, these are a little bit more complex, right? We have more columns here, right? And everything is going to be completely dynamic, right? All the other tabs that you can see here are referencing these. So when the end user generates the report, the only thing that they have to do is generate the first version of the report with everything here, with all the data, right? And it's going to look like this. Right? And this, right? And then they are building the entire report based on this particular tabs, right? Once they are done with that, they just have to remove all the data that they have in the different tabs and put the corresponding column names and the data source key. And then the next time they generate the report, they are going to have everything filled out here, right? So you can see this is a pretty complex one, right? There are some other scenarios where you want this to be completely dynamic. So we have this that is called, okay, the animal dashboard. As you can see, we have two tabs. And we don't have any raw SQL here, any raw tabs with the data, because we are generating everything on demand. So if we go here, we have multiple tabs that are related to the selection, and we have multiple details. So this tab, this first tab, sheet number 1, it's going to handle the grades that go from A+ to A, right? And then the second tab is going to generate the details of each animal individually, right? Here we have this particular animal ID, 45, 45042, etc. So all of them were involved into this grading. So the grading depends on the animals that were picked here, right? Some of them may be part of A+, some of them may be part of B+, and etc., etc. So this is the kind of stuff, the complex stuff that we can generate with AOP. For this demo, this example, this is basic stuff, but it will give you all the necessary steps to start building more complex things. And we have another use case with that Luis is going to show. But before we jump into that one, we are basically creating templates, right? It can be Excel, it can be Word, it can be PowerPoint. We don't have any PowerPoint here, but if you go to the apexofficespring.com, you can check their, let me show you. You can go to online demos, sample application. Here we have installation steps on the AOP plugin, the use of AOP plugins, template with tags, the results, and the test connections. We can check the architecture. You can see the Apex features that are tied to Apex Office Spring, interactive reports, interactive grids, classic reports, charts, calendars, dashboards, and we have a specific examples, right? We have Word examples, PDF, text, CSV, HTML, PowerPoint, Markdown, iCalendar, and we have some backend stuff like email, batch, printing, cloud integration. Yes, you're completely right. Cursor limits the size of reports. That's why we are using the capabilities of JSON instead of using cursors. We can use both, but we recommend to use JSON objects instead of cursors because of the limit size that that you just pointed out, Zakaria. And yeah, we have a fun story there. We we learned that in the hard way we started to build our first version of the AOP report center using just cursors. And then we jumped into several problems when the data was too much. So we had to just modify everything that we built in order to use JSON instead of database cursors. But AOP supports both. The good thing about the utils that we are sharing with y'all, it's that you don't have to worry about building the JSON object, as you can see here. It's dynamically built based on the SQL that you're sending, right? So you don't have to worry about doing it. So yeah, I think that's it as part of the template, the basic version of this thing. I'll let Luis to go into a more detailed version of this.
All right, sounds cool. Thank you, Diego. Let me share the screen and do this one quickly. All right, cool. So in this implementation is Diego show you like the demo app that we built for the report center. I'm going to show you one integration that I did for a demo as well. For this one is a landman analyst intelligence that we built. So this is one time that I had to use the report center to build the reports for the demo app that we just built. All right, so how does it start? The report center starts with the template and with the data sources. In this case, we have a couple of data sources. We have the wells and units and the track details. These are simple data sources. In this case, it's just tracts in a county and the wells and units that a county has. You can mix and match your data sources. So a template can have multiple data sources. So if you have 3, 4 data sources, the template can have it. With the integration that we did, I don't know if this one has it, but once you create a data source, you can just build the base template for it. I want to show you how the base template looks for the wells and units and the track details. So once you pick it, you create your report, and if your report already has the track details, the wells and units, and 3 data sources, is going to create you the base template in Excel that we are going to support in this solution. So let me show you the wells and tracks report. This is the template. I'm going to show you right now the template. And let me download it. Okay. Wells and tracks report. All right, so this one is an easy, well, a fairly simple integration. This is the base one. This is what is going to build you out. Once you have your query built out and the columns that you need, it's going to create you the query. In this case, it's the raw tract and the raw wells. Raw wells is going to show you just a simple loop for AOP and the simple how you do the objects and the columns for AOP, same as raw tract. All right, what does this does for me, you say? All right, cool. In this integration, we have the reports, so we can generate the wells and track report. All right, let me just reload this. Camera is getting on the way. Give me a second. All right, cool. So this is the one we just created with the sample and the basic basic template. So what this one does is grabs your SQL query and puts it in an Excel tab. In this case, row tracks and row wells. Now, what can we do with this is we can make an analytics one or a dashboard one. Dashboard that then is going to be generated with it. So in this dashboard, let me do something fairly simple. And let me just do a pivot table with the row tracks that is going to go from all the O's from A to O. Okay, cool. I'm gonna grab the track. Check. Let's do project name. All right, so project name is gonna be here. Track status ID is gonna be my sum. Let's do project. Let's do count. All right, cool. So we have a basic dynamic pivot table. Let me insert a graphic as well. A bar chart. All right, cool. So I have a bar chart and I have a basic in the pivot table. All right, let me save it. And there's another thing that I forgot the first time I presented this. Once you do it, you have to change your template back to the AOP symbol. So this is something that we fixed on the integration, but in this case, we don't have it. So you have to remove your source data if you wanted to upload it as a new template. So you come here and I'm just gonna get the symbols back of the template. Oh, this one was rewards, I think. Yeah, retracts. So is this one the one I need? All right. So this is just be getting back the tags for AOP to process the template. I'm gonna leave row wells as it is we are not using row wells. So I'm gonna get retracts and I'm gonna do the row templates one. Let me just clean out this one so we have it. Let me just refresh the pivot table. Refresh. All right, so it's gonna be blank. And let me get the row track again. All right, cool. Why did I clean it out and leave it again? Because if you don't do it, this one is gonna have the tags from AOP and it's gonna try to fill out these two. So this one needs to be blank and the total blank as well. All right, let me save it and upload the template back again. So we go to the templates, click on edit. Let me bring close it out first. All right, so let's bring this one here and save. All right, so we have a new template that we're going to use for the reports. So let me generate a new report. All right, let's have it here on 3 seconds ago. Cool. Now, when I open the file, you're going to have the new template with the row tracks already filled out, row wells as well, since I didn't change it. And here you just come here and on the pivot table, we have a macro that does this, but in this case, I didn't build it. You just refresh the pivot table and you're gonna get your own dashboard and your new changes for the pivot table and the graphs, depending on the configuration that you have for your query. A couple of things that we did on the process, if you, let me see, I have a couple of questions. Oh, I think it's just a chat. All right, cool. A couple of things that we did on the process. If you see, you can generate the report here. You click on generate and you don't get the download. You have to come here to the downloads and see every report that was generated. This is because we implemented a log. So if you have a report that you want to see what the report was generated last week, you can come back to the log and you're able to see the report that was generated and compare the data, or if anything you want to double check on something that was reported on. And another cool thing that we have this way is schedules. So you can schedule your report to be delivered every morning at 7 a.m. You're going to have it on your email with the Excel or the PDF or anything that you want to be generated. So schedules, permissions as well, who can download it, who can see it. So that's why we have it on the separate report from how we generate it. So in this case, always that you generate is going to create the logs. And it's going to create the report that you can download and have your schedule set up, and you can double check and get back to it when you get it in time. If the report takes a long time, in this case, we have a couple of reports that take around 5 minutes to generate everything and process and everything, then it's going to be here and you're going to let know once you have it. So Karia, what about using analytic views? I'm not too sure about analytic views. I don't know if I have heard about it before. Diego, do you have anything about analytic views?
We never use analytic views on the building this, but it doesn't matter. I mean, we can use views, we can use table objects, whatever that returns a data source, right? That is a group of rows. We can use it and send it to AOP. We never use analytic views to do this, but uh, pretty basic. All the SQL, all the things that you can build with SQL and interact with SQL, you can easily integrate it with AOP.
Right. But yeah, this is the quick implementation that we did for this demo. And the cool thing is now every time that we do a demo, every time that we have an application that involves reporting, we just grab the base implementation that we have for the report center, install the objects, install the application, use it whenever we want and however we want. We just need to train the user that is using, because it needs training on how to use the AOP tags every time that you create a new template, making sure that you leave the AOP tags intact and all of that for the raw data. But yeah, that's pretty much it on my part. So that should be it for the demo part. Right now, if there's anyone else that has a question, feel free to ask and we will answer it. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, Luis. So we went into all the different use cases, and I cannot save the links in chat. Oh, I think Monica, it's there a way to send an emails to all the attendees on the links that I share?
Yes, we can share them all.
Okay, cool. So Suzanne, we are going to be sending that over to all the attendees. Sure, no problem. So as you saw, we had like basic ways to interact with AOP and more complex ways to interact with it. In the end, it's all related to your creativity and the way that you want to solve the problems for yourself or your customers, right? We believe AOP it's the tool, right, to be used for reporting. They're always improving. They're always doing more stuff, enabling more features, right? We just show you like the most basic stuff of AOP, but they have more things that you can check on their website. They can add passwords, generate dynamically based on conditions. They can render based on conditions for size, colors, and all of that cool stuff. And you can also send batch of reports or generate zip files that contain multiple reports. So it depends on what you need. They have pretty much a lot of things covered. So thanks for joining. Thank you for your time. I hope this webinar was helpful for y'all. And thank you. Monica, I'll leave the guys with you.
Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys got your chance to think about any questions. If you haven't submitted any, go ahead and do so now. And I'll just remind you guys of a couple of things. So after this video is ready to post, we'll email everybody here with links and directions on how to access it through AuraPub. And we will include anything that Diego or Luis have for us to share. Any other documents that are larger to download will be on the AuraPub page as well. So thank you guys so much. If we don't have any questions, I'd like to thank NYOUG for partnering with us again. This was a great Apex-focused presentation by Luis and Diego, so thank you guys for your time as well. This was a presentation that they did at K-Scope this past summer, so you guys got it here for free. And so if you guys think of any other questions you may have after the fact, please go ahead and respond back to one of our emails, whether it's NYOUG or Viscosity. So thank you all so much. Luis, Diego, thank you for an hour of your time and expertise, and we hope to see everyone again soon.
Thank you, Monica.
A pleasure. Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Take care. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.